So, jumped off the train at Machynlleth and heading out. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, straight down to the trail, which follows the river a little bit further, and then it's up into the mountains. But it looks like it's going to be a cracking day, so looking forward to this one. Well, that was straight into big climbs there. Well, not long, but steep, 10-11%. So this is the start of things to come, I think. But nice little road. Well, started out on the shady side of the valley this morning. It is still early-ish April, so a bit cold in the morning. So the ends of the fingers are a bit chilly, but should pop out into the sun soon, hopefully. So this first section of the ride is following a little road up the valley to Curig. Well, that's ridiculously steep up through Curig. Whew. Hopefully nearly at the top. It's been on road so far. Now dropping down to go around Trawsfynydd Lake. And there's one side of Tyrch mountain in the foreground there. Now following a little track alongside Trawsfynydd Lake. Well, the weather has turned out perfectly. Warmed up nicely now on the right side of the valley, following the lake. And the first bit of single track. Very nice too. So they've been riding through the valley for a bit, approaching Bird Rock, which is just up there. It's called Bird Rock. It used to be a sea cliff when the sea came all the way into here, and the seabirds still nest there. There it is. So I'll be leaving the Sunny Valley, which is the name of this valley, pretty soon, heading back up into the mountains. Oh. Whoa, what a climb that was. Well, it's not over yet actually. From sea level, 10 to 12% all the way up. And it looks like it carries on a bit further as well. So, yeah, that's slow going. There's a kite there. Looks like a young one because it's not very big. So that's 250 metres of climbing. Nowhere near done yet. There's Bird Rock down there. That's where I was earlier. Well, over the top of that first monstrous climb, that was about 350 metres of climbing at about 10 to 12%. I've got a feeling I've got another one coming up pretty soon. So this trail will take me up and over again, and it will come out at the Barmouth estuary. The track doesn't actually go into Barmouth, it turns right at Arthug, but I think I'm going to just pop over the bridge and have some lunch in Barmouth. That's the plan. So here's that extra climb on the gravel, very loose gravel actually on this track. Trying to pick the lines where it's not quite so bad. Wow, just popped over the top, just went over 400 metres of elevation, so I've got 400 metres to drop back down over there. That is Barmouth, just over the other side of the estuary, and the trail actually turns right on this side of the estuary. But as I said, I'm going to pop over for lunch. So gone slightly off the course, only by a mile or so, popping over the Mouthach estuary to Barmouth, get some lunch. It's about 1 o'clock-ish, so that's perfect. So, quick pit stop for lunch. Tuna salad, baguette, cup of tea, a few snacks, just right. To do the last roughly 20 miles with lots and lots of climbing again. So crossing back over the Mouthach estuary, I'm going to pick up the trail that runs along the side of the estuary up towards, well, it's heading towards Dolgethlau, but I think I'll get off at Penmine Pool, cross back over. Rolling along the Mouthach trail, absolutely beautiful, what a day for it. I'm on this trail for I think about 3 miles, maybe a little bit more, so absolutely gorgeous. This trail's getting better and better, more and more beautiful as I'm heading upstream. A bit more water in the river now. It's obviously low tide at the moment. Okay, just coming up to the crossing point, going back over and then heading north into the mountains. So there's a pub here as well, but I'm not going to stop, amazingly. I'm going to carry on. I think there's well, I know there is a pub a couple of miles from the campsite tonight. so that's where I'm heading. And it's a pretty cool remnant of the old railway line, which obviously that was, which I've just been on, and there's the old signal. So this is actually a toll bridge. I've just paid my 50p to cross it, which I guess they do need to do a lot of maintenance on it. Hi there. Oh man, thankfully got a bit of flat now. Just been a very long section of 20 to 23%. Went on and on and on and on, just about made it. Whew. All the little lambs are out. Definitely lambing season. They're enjoying the sun, same as me. Well, seem to have been going uphill forever. Hopefully I'm near the top. And it's getting pretty warm now. Not complaining. For April. Oh, pretty tough road to climb up, but pretty amazing road as well. So another shot of me crawling up a climb. It's the same climb. We're heading to close to 400 meters of altitude now. Having started at about 5 meters, so the second 400 meter climb of the day. I'm looking forward to the downhill though. So the third big climb of the day, significant climb. I'm back up to about 350 meters above sea level again. Looks like nearly at the top, but I've had to admit defeat on this one. First time I've had to get off and walk, but it's just unrideable. Take a look at that. So I got to Trawsfynydd, which is the end of the ride, and I had two options. Option A, cycle to the campsite, past the pub, set up the campsite, get freshened up, cycle 2.5 miles back to the pub, have a beer and some food. Option B, stop at the pub on the way, have a few beers, have the food, then get to the campsite. So it was about 5 o'clock when I got to the pub, so I chose option B, stop at the pub on the way. So made it to the campsite. That was a really good decision to stop at the pub on the way. Had a lovely lasagna, veggie lasagna actually, and garlic bread and 3 pints of beer. Couldn't resist it. The Purple Moose local beer brewed in Porthmadog was absolutely superb. So yeah, I got the tent set up and today was 58 miles and about 1700 meters of climbing, so quite a big day. It was pretty tiring at times, but absolutely stunning, beautiful, and a lovely little campsite by the lake. Well, had a fantastic shower. It's a great little campsite, this. Just had a hot chocolate. Just going to watch the sun go down by the lake. Really, really beautiful spot. We're all packed up and ready to go on day 2. Beautiful morning. It was pretty cold last night actually. A bit of a light frost when I got up. So I've just been drying everything out. And we've got about 40 miles to do today, which is going to be a bit easier than yesterday. I know there's a couple of monster hills again, but yeah, I've got all day to do it and enjoy the sunshine. So that was great. That campsite is bang on the course, literally directly on the course, so worked out really, really well. And now cycling around Trawsfynydd Lake before hitting the hills. So there's me thinking of a nice ride around the lake. Oh no, straight up onto the single track, big climb. Now I get to go down. So there's the old nuclear power station, Trawsfynydd. It's actually been decommissioned for, I don't know, probably at least 25 years. So just been doing a bit of hike bike across the fields. Not a great section of trail actually. Not very well marked either. Now back on the road. Let's cruise down. Whew. Another big climb. Why are the climbs all so steep around here? On the minor roads, that one was steady 15%. It's done there though. So approaching 400 meters of elevation again, so I'm hoping it's pretty much at the top, but it looks like it's going up and down a little bit in front, but pretty stunning. Well, I believe that is the summit. Road winds on over there, but I'm taking a left-hand turn onto a bridleway just down the road here. I think that's pretty much the highest point of the trip, 490 meters of elevation above sea level. So yeah, pretty big climb. So it turns out it wasn't a bridleway, it was actually a lovely little road. Woohoo! This is awesome. What a descent. I deserved it though, after all that climbing. So, time to stop for a little snack. Getting a bit peckish, so it's got some chocolate bars and some apricots and bits and bobs. Back on the trails. Not exactly sure where I am, but I think I'm about halfway through the distance today. Done the mega climb, so just taking it steady, see what happens. So it's a pretty freshly laid trail, gravel road. Pretty glad I've got my mountain bike tyres on, coming up there. Oh wow, it was worth it coming up there. Over there is the valley I came down earlier on. Stopped by the bridge at the bottom for a little snack. Didn't realise I'd be coming up this side. Well, I'll climb back up into the woods. It's lovely and cool actually, in the shade of the trees. It is pretty hot today. I think it's going to get up to 20 degrees C. Back up to about 375 metres of altitude, so I'm guessing there's a downhill coming again. Looks like we're going to finally get some proper downhill, and heading down there and over that way towards Curig, which is just at the junction of those roads down there, just a bit further along the valley, and then from there to left to Capel, which is where I'm heading for the final destination today. But the plan is to stop in Curig for some food. Looking forward to that. I am not amused. This is not funny. Hopefully it's not too long a section, but it's definitely a very, very tough hiker bike, push the bike up this section. Whew. Just been through Curig. Well, actually I stopped there, got some food and a drink. It's actually the first supply stop since I left this morning from Trawsfynydd. There's been absolutely nothing, so I had to get something to eat. And now it's heading to the campsite, which is just before I get to Curig. About 5 miles. There is a main road that goes straight there, but the Traws Eryri route, of course, takes you off road, off the main road, into the quiet roads, which involves hills. So, still probably about 30 minutes should be there. But it is better than riding on the main road, actually, I have to say. Nearly there. Wow, made it to the campsite finally. Did a little bit extra actually, went past it, didn't realise I had to come back. So yeah, 45 miles and 1600 metres of climbing. Doesn't sound that bad, but it was actually a pretty tough day. The trails were pretty hard, a lot of them. Bit of hike and bike. Yeah, bit of a tough one. So I'm going to get set up and going to find something to eat. Okay, this is the last day of the trip, third day, and staying in a little campsite near Capel Curig, which is just around the corner there. Very handily placed, 10 minutes walk to a pub that way, and the sun's out again, and I've got about 30 miles to do today, so not too bad. And based on the total amount of climbing for the trip, which is 3,800 metres, it's got about 600 metres left, maybe a little bit more. So yeah, I'm just going to get packed up. There's also a little cafe within 1 minute cycle from here, so get packed up, go to the cafe, get all fueled up, cup of coffee, and get on my way. So I've got my breakfast. What a brilliant little cafe, literally 1 minute's ride from the campsite. So yeah, going to set me up for the day. The final 30 miles, probably 2/3 of it off-road, but still looking good out there, and the weather hopefully will hold. And here's the cafe. Just had a brilliant breakfast. It's definitely warmed up now. I did have my jacket on earlier, but yeah, good timing, just after 9 o'clock and ready to go. Well, straight on to the off-road section today. Actually looks like a really fantastic little trail. And what a morning. Wow. It always seems to be sunny in Wales. First gate of the day. That was a hell of a lot of gates yesterday. See how many there is today. So I'm not counting, but this is number one. Well, this truly is a beautiful trail. Heading down into the Nant Franken Valley, and right up ahead is Tryfan, with the Carnath range on the right and the Glider range on the left. Oh, just awesome. Little half a mile on the road. I turned off the Nant Frank Valley on the little side road over here, which flows all the way down the valley, which looks absolutely incredible. Oh, this is absolutely amazing. What a day. And it's still only about an hour into the ride today. Oh, and look at that tarmac. I've got to mention the tarmac for one person that I know. They'll know who they are. This is a little side road, but absolutely perfect. Look at that. Just heading past the old quarry workings. Looks like they really took a chunk out of the mountainside here. Well, obviously making progress. First view of the north coast and a top end of the Menai Straits with Anglesey over on the left. Well, this is a very wiggly, windy road for a few miles. Really nice though, and for once seems to be more downhill than uphill, although it's just nice and undulated. So yeah, I know there's going to be a bit of a route of the climb to come, because there's a big off-road climb towards the end of the ride today. But yeah, you can see a big lump of a mountain ahead of me, so that's probably that. So I'm now on the final climb of the day. Stopped at the bottom for a coffee, some Barmouth. I have to say it was superb Barmouth, which, if you don't know, is kind of a cross between bread and fruitcake with some butter on top. So I'm ready for the climb now. So here's gate number 25 of today. Actually, no, I haven't been counting, but that's certainly what it feels like. Well, this appears to be the top. I'm at about 400 metres, and Conway is at sea level, so that bodes well for the final little section. The clouds are starting to roll in a little bit as well. It was forecast for a little bit of rain from about 4 o'clock-ish. It's 1 o'clock now, so I should be finished well before then, and hopefully on a train by 3 o'clock. So yeah, just this final little climb to do, and then back down to the coast. This looks like the last bit of trail before dropping into Conway. Literally, I think a couple of miles now. And rolling into Conway, right alongside the old castle walls here. Well, I made it to Conway, and great third day. It's about 2 PM, so plenty of time to get the 3:15 train. Great route on the last day as well. A couple of big climbs, but did about 900 metres of climbing today, just over 30 miles. So that's the Traws Eryri completed, in English, Snowdonia Traverse. So pretty epic ride, and would recommend it to anybody. Oh, and now to go and find a beer to celebrate.